Karen's patrol kicked in my cabin door, not knowing the FBI was training inside. There are few sounds as distinct as a steel-toed boot slamming through aged pine, but when you hear it at 7:32 a.m. mid-training during a federal tactical exercise, you remember every splinter. My name's Miles Torrance. I'm a field operations advisor with the FBI's Regional Response Unit, and I've spent 20 years between Washington corridors and Afghan valleys training agents to keep this country safe. I'm not the kind of guy who cares about lawn height or mailbox colors. That's why I bought the old Montgomery Place 3 wooded acres and a cabin deep enough in the Georgia pines to feel like the world had hit mute. But this story isn't about peace. It's about the day a woman with a clipboard and a God complex kicked in the wrong door. Her name Karen Shelby, self-appointed president of the Pine Hollow Scenic Preserve HOA. Never mind that her authority ended 2 properties before mine. Never mind that my land was purchased directly from the Forestry Department and falls under federal jurisdiction. Karen believed lines were suggestions, and she had a fake patrol to back it up. It started subtle. Notes on the gate. Please trim invasive ivy to maintain forest harmony. Then warning citations for a non-permitted outbuilding my storage shed that had stood since 1983. She left a flyer offering community compliance assessments. It would have been funny if it weren't so persistent. Then she started sending her patrol around. I first spotted them 3 weeks ago. Men in off-brand camo and tactical vests with Velcro patches reading PHSP enforcement. One even had mirrored sunglasses and a rubber holster with a flashlight clipped in like a gun. I confronted them. Told them plainly, you step on my land again. You'll be facing real law. They smirked. One said, you think you're the law out here? Old man, I didn't answer. Because behind the cabin, 10 FBI agents were already in week 2 of our red team simulation exercise. See, this property isn't just my home. It's our off-grid training ground. The cabin's wired for communication jamming. The back shed's a drone dispatch bay, and the porch converted into an observation post with full-spectrum surveillance. Karen thought I was hiding a meth lab. In truth, we were simulating hostage extractions in multi-terrain environments. I reported Karen's encroachment, not to the county, straight to the Bureau. A warning was logged, but I still hoped it'd blow over. Until Tuesday. I was mid-briefing with 2 trainees when we heard it gravel crunching. Then boots. Then bang. The front door exploded inward. A man shouted, on the ground. This is HOA enforcement. I stepped into the living room just in time to see one of Karen's patrol clumsily drawing what looked like a pepper spray canister, waving it at my agents. He was immediately met by a wall of drawn weapons and a command that chilled the room. Drop it. You're under federal arrest. Karen entered behind them, dressed in her HOA polo, phone in one hand, recording proudly. Her eyes scanned the room and her face changed the second she saw the tactical gear, the laptops, the IDs on the wall, the agents in vests marked FBI, Training Division. I was told this was an illegal facility, she stammered. Ma'am, I said, stepping forward. You just kicked down a federal training site door. You've committed trespassing, obstruction, and impersonation of law enforcement. Her clipboard hit the floor. She tried to backpedal, claimed the patrol acted alone, that she was just supervising safety compliance, but the damage was done. My agents detained the patrol on the spot. They seized the body cams Karen forced them to wear. We handed everything over to federal prosecutors. Turns out, Karen had been filming raids on other neighbors, especially older residents, and uploading them to a private compliance channel for HOA donors. One elderly man had suffered a heart episode during a confrontation. Another family had moved out entirely. What she didn't know was that one of those videos had been sent anonymously to our tip line. She'd been under investigation already. Our confrontation wasn't just poetic, it was strategic. The media caught wind. Headlines read, fake HOA patrol raids, FBI training site, leader faces federal charges. Karen's mugshot was plastered across every regional outlet. HOA members revolted. At the next meeting held in the community clubhouse she built with diverted fines, they voted to dissolve the entire board. Her patrol was disbanded, her assets frozen, and multiple civil suits launched. I installed a new door, reinforced to steel. The Bureau assigned me to help create a federal protocol for handling HOA impersonation of government authority. And Pine Hollow, they planted a community garden over Karen's compliance staging area. Neighbors began talking again. Some even came out to ask questions about civil liberties, about where the line really is between order and intimidation. One teenager brought over cookies and asked how to become an FBI agent. "I thought you guys were in suits," he said. I smiled. "We are. But sometimes the job starts with boots on the ground and knowing when not to kick a door." The end.